Right, we have Stan Poole from the Spreydon Neighbourhood Network.
G'day. As I say, I'm from the Spreydon Neighbourhood Network. You all know what it is. It's your favourite one. It's the car parks. It concerns the area which is sometimes known as Selwyn Village, but it's not, or Selwyn Shops, and I've also heard it called the Selwyn Street Project. It was not my intention to actually put a submission in at this particular time, because the actual work of this is going to start in 2019. A lot of money, and of course I'd be higher in that time. But in searching around for some information, I found that it was really very little information that was available for me until I kind of come across one or two bits and pieces, and which made me think that it would be appropriate for me to put on behalf a submission in. It concerns the number of car parks. The proposal that we put through, or rather the submission we put through, is on behalf of one, the businesses, and two, the people, and I'm one of them, that actually use that particular area on a regular basis. And in all honesty, I would say the fact that I use the place, I would put more weight for the public rather than the business. The business can vanish any time. We live in that area and we want to use it. The information that we have is old information from November 2016, I think it was, when the design was put to a public meeting and it was rejected. Soon after that, I was given information that one of the council staff people had been charged with increasing the number of car parks. I won't mention the name, but if you want to know, I do have the name. That person has been contacted fairly recently, but to no avail. We haven't got any information. The other part of the information comes from a radio broadcast made by the chairwoman of the community board, Spreydon Cashmere. What was said at that particular time was purely on the business of the Selwyn Street shops, and it was a concern, and the things that were said obviously made me realise that there were people making decisions or making suggestions, and that I find rather strange, because it really just won't work. The plan that was put forward on 2016 is, to be honest with you, it's pretty, but it's silly. It's only got 8 car parks on one side, and the idea is that the traffic would then have to, and this is on the side of the shops, the vacant lot, which we haven't got a building on yet, has no car parks. So coming from my area, and I want to park in one of these 8, I would have to go across and do a U-turn, cutting across the traffic, cutting across the cycleways, which aren't there at the moment. That, to me, is absolutely ridiculous. Now, what's come out from this radio conversation that I'm talking about is that this person, which is Ms. Potter, had staked out the place for an hour and a half. I have been on a stakeout in that place for at least 12 hours on various days. I know the traffic flow, and I know the cycle situation. And in the cycle situation really is very unusual because we have a boost, people going to work, we have people coming home. During the day, it's like a wasteland. And that I find unusual in the fact that we are doing away with people's parking spaces to put a cycleway in, and just it doesn't make sense. If we are going to if we're going to make any changes, one of the things that I'm concerned with is that we are not fed enough information on what's going on. If there is a new plan, then I believe that we as the public should have that information now, not go to a public meeting somewhere halfway down in August or so, and then be confronted with something which we may not like. So what do? Go on and on. There are 23 car parks there now. This plan would reduce it down to 8. The parking position in terms of there, at times, all 23 are full. I've been there myself. The comment has been made that this 8 or 1 or 2 more could be made easier by reducing the time from 30 minutes down to 10 minutes. That is ridiculous. The place where I go on a regular basis is a cafe. So what do? Buy the paper next door, go in there, and 10 minutes later I've got to be out in my car. That's just stupid. The problem is that Ms. Potter states that there's a great deal of movement and it's all based on 10 minutes. I respectfully say that she's totally wrong. Absolutely wrong. I have records in terms of the occupancy of the car parks, how they move on an hourly basis, the movement of the cyclists, no problem. There is no problem in the morning or even in the evening with the cyclist situation if it was a marked cycleway. The problem with the cycles is when they get up past the car parks into the area where the bus stop is. And if that person on the cycle is making a right-hand turn into Graham Street. Now, I've only got 2 minutes. So my request is that we be given more information early, and the fact that you would need to look. I would say you could reduce it. Honestly, there's 23 there now. I would say that you could more likely get down to perhaps 20 or 19, and that'd be your minimum. That'd be your minimum. The other part, and I'll take a minute there, is the enhancement. Yes, it is a bit of a dunchy area, but putting a few trees in and taking the car parks away is not going to do it. People talk about foot traffic and so forth. Well, there is very little foot traffic. People say that they kind of meet there. Well, they don't meet there. The traffic that goes into those shops is mainly from cars. Very little on foot, and they are very, very local, mainly to the fish and chip shop, or they have come on a bicycle, and they are very, very scarce as well. In my submission, I suggested that you would look at a model of Kaiapoi. I get into Kaiapoi quite regularly. And Kaiapoi, in their little business district, which is from the river down to the first roundabout, they have lifted the place right up. They haven't put trees in, but they have greenery and so forth. And what they have done, and it's very successful, they have upgraded the footpaths, upgraded the curbing, and it's very successful. The only thing that they have failed on is that the car parks, and they have never lost one car park. Kaiapoi in that area has a lot of car parks because you can park round the back. They never had one car park. They put terracotta tiles or red tiles down. Beautiful when they first put them down, getting dirty now, and I would never recommend that in front of in terms of a car park. Waste of money. Anyway, my time is up.
Perfect. Perfect
So
timing.
I will leave it, and thank you for the opportunity.
No, it's much appreciated. We're glad that you've come in, and obviously the cycleway projects are going through a particular process.
Any questions?
It's a cycle. Can I just comment? On Selwyn Street, it will be a cycle lane.
Right.
Stands right. We heard loud and clear from the residents say they didn't want to lose the parking. My understanding is the plan has been taken away. I haven't seen any new plans, Stan, but we'll look out for it.
Can we just make sure that the Residents Association
Yeah.
is kept in the loop?
That'd be good. Yeah.
Plans for that empty section is passed on as well, because I mean that's really
Could I ask you a question?
No.
Only about the past. Only about the past.
I have to keep going, but thank you very much.
for your
Catch up next time.
But we will feed back to the Residents Association. Thank you.